What's up, hoopheads? I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays here with another college basketball free pick for you. This one's going down on Tuesday. We're talking USC in Oregon, Tuesday, December the 2nd, 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a late game on Fox Sports 1. We got a Big Ten matchup here. USC kind of riding really high. And this is a really good video for any of you who are kind of newer to sports betting, or maybe you've been gambling a long time, but you've never really been a handicapper before. You know, handicappers, we're looking for angles. We're looking for things that are off. And there's a whole bunch of different tools that we use in our toolbox to do that. And this game kind of presents quite a few of them. So we've got USC -1.5, and the total is 157.5. And this is in Oregon. And that's important to note just because both of these teams have been going through the tournament time, right? So let's start off. We've got USC. Let me mention who they are and what they're all about. Okay. So USC's head coach is a guy named Eric Musselman. I love Eric Musselman. I used to work for UNLV basketball, and UNLV's rival is UNR, Nevada, right? University of Nevada, Las Vegas, University of Nevada, Reno. Here in Vegas, we call them Reno. We don't call them Nevada because we're Nevada too. So it doesn't work that way. You're Reno. But he was the coach of Reno that kicked major butt. And then he went to the Arkansas Razorbacks, kicked some butt there. Now he's at USC. They're ranked 24 in the nation. They're 7-0 on the season, ramming and jamming. Here's the thing that they really just did that's so awesome. They took down the Maui Invitational, the big tournament that just happened that we were betting on all up and down the week, Thanksgiving break. They won it. They beat Arizona State. Where's my numbers on this puppy? I wrote it really big so I wouldn't have to put my glasses on, but I promise my glasses will go on. 88-75 is what they did. They looked really, really good in that whole tournament. Just so, since this is important to why we're not going to bet on them in this game, is because what they just did November 24th, they played Boise and won 70-67. The 25th, they played Seton Hall and won 83-81. And then on the 26th, they played Arizona State 88-75. Like we said, took down the whole damn thing. That's awesome. Now, before we go farther on that, let's skip over to what Oregon's been doing, okay? Because Oregon was playing a tournament too. They were here at the Players Era Festival here in Las Vegas, okay? And they lost all three of their games. They lost to Auburn on the 25th, 73-84, lost to SDSU, San Diego State, on the 26th, 97-8. 97-8 would be just embarrassing. Like, stop. Just give us the freaking uniforms back. You're never playing basketball again. 97-8. And then November 27th, they lost to Creighton 76-66. Okay. So they've had a rough run of it. So something's happening here, though, right? Why? Oh, I didn't switch over. Okay. Coach Dana Altman. That's Dana Altman's the coach of Oregon. He's been the coach of Oregon since like before I can remember. There's never been another coach to Oregon as far as my mind goes back. So that's your guy. And we'll talk a little bit about them in our next little segment. So both of these teams, but what we're going to discuss right now is what's going on. Both of these teams have been on the road, right? They've both been playing high competition games in a place that is not their own house, for sure. Not even it is their same country in Hawaii, but like not even on the inland for USC's sake. Sorry, that came out stupid. So here we go. The day that USC played like an 11:30 in the morning game on 11/26, right? You figure they get home late on the 26th. Now it's the 27th. They missed Thanksgiving. Now they got to do like Thanksgiving kind of stuff with the family with whatever, 27th, 28th. But here we are. Then it's the 29th and the 30th and the 1st and the 2nd. And now you're in freaking Oregon playing all over again. Now, for all intents and purposes, Oregon is not at the level as USC is at all. I think from what I just told you, from their tournament, their most recent past 3 games in tournaments, that's pretty obvious. So why, and this is for you guys novice bettors, right? Why this is when you hear us asking, why is the line is telling you something. Ross Benjamin says that all the time. What's the line trying to tell you? So then why is the number 24 team in the nation who's 7-0, who's traveling to Oregon to play a 4-3 team, Why are they only a 1.5 point favorite, right? Couple reasons why. A lot of times we don't worry about weather when it comes down to handicapping basketball, right? That's a big baseball thing. We want to know what the wind is doing. And it's a big football thing, right? Snow, rain, what are we going on? But typically, I mean, almost every single college basketball, I'm going to say every single one I've ever seen is played indoors. But one thing we do worry about, I tapped into it or I touched on it in my earlier videos today, is elevation. That can be a big issue. And the climate, even though they're not indoors or even though they're not outdoors, they're indoors. You got to think that USC, who's in Southern California, they're located in Los Angeles, right? USC has just been in Maui. And don't think I didn't look up the temperatures because I did. We're in Maui, where it's 75 degrees. That's where they've been for like, a week. Back in LA, it's 71 degrees. But now they're going out to freaking Eugene, Oregon, where it's 51 degrees. Okay. I feel like that, just like getting on and off the bus, being cold is exhausting. I live in Vegas. I hate being cold. You do not want me anywhere that's cold because all I'm going to do the entire time is complain about how cold I am the whole time. So yeah, just FYI, dating prospects. Yeah, if you live in Utah, it's not a thing. It's not going to happen between us. Just give up now. So there's no one who lives in Utah, by the way, that I'm talking about. So that line tells you kind of everything that you need to know. Oh, this is what I was going to say. So the other thing that we do want to look back on is coaching styles, right? Because Eric Musselman's coaching style also lends to why I don't think USC is going to be able to cover a -1.5. And when I say cover a -1.5, what I actually mean is win the game, right? My pick is taking Oregon +1.5, but really that's because the money line hasn't come out yet. It's going to be like a plus, whatever it is. If it's a plus money number, I want it. But my guru always says, if you like a plus money number on the money line, you got to take it with the points too, right? Because I mean, if you think they're going to win outright, then why wouldn't they win +1.5 points? That's just math. That's just math there, y'all. Tell your friends. Plus money honey's mathing over here. I'm not really that good at math, even though I am a statistician. I'm actually not super good at math. I'm really good at finding patterns. Okay, Eric Musselman. His whole jam, and it's what I love about him, because again, I love Eric Musselman. He's got a fast-paced offense, right? That's his whole thing. They run and gun. They are running, and they will wear you out. He has, this is what the notes that I took. He has an innovative pace and space offense that emphasizes ball movement, discipline, and focuses on limiting turnovers. And he encourages a high number of passes, right? So what does that all tell us? These guys are moving, and they're moving like quick, often, it's a high pace kind of game. So when you play 3 games back to back, 3 days in a row, right? Wasn't it days in a row, or is it every other day? It's 3 days in a row. You got to factor in travel there. 3 games of highly competitive play. You win a championship. You're super stoked. Now you're back on a plane. Now you're back in freaking Southern California. You got your family, all the stuff we talked about to deal with. Now we're back on a plane. Now we're in Oregon. We're freaking freezing cold. Holy hell, what's going on here? And we just worked our butts off with this running gun style of offensive coaching that has got us gassed. Now listen, I could be totally wrong about this, but this is my angle. Okay, this is why I think this line is so small. Now, if we flip over, we've got old Dana Altman. He's I don't know. I like Dana Altman. I think he's probably definitely past his prime. I also feel like I don't want to call him vanilla. He's like outdated. That'd be a better word. He's kind of outdated. He's very detail oriented. He's a perfectionist. He wants to like run the same drills over and over. Big thing to know about Dana though, he's a defense guy, right? And he even uses one-on-one drills during practice just to evaluate your defensive hunger, right? How good you are at playing defense helps him rank how competitive of a player you are, and thus helps him determine how many minutes you're going to play, where he's going to put you in, all that kind of jazz, right? So defense is his thing. So because, okay, all this is going to get a bow on it right now. Okay, so because of all those things, right? The main points are because of all those things, I think this game also goes under a 157. So I think that Musselman's squad is just tired and gassed. I think they're in a number 24 spot, which is a curse of the 20s. Right when you jump into that 20 spot, you have a tendency to trip over your own wang and knock yourself out of it. They just won the Maui. They are high on life. It's time for a little bit of regression. The line wouldn't be that small. Not to mention that Altman is teaching his players not to let you play. Defense, it takes energy. It's hard to run backwards and keep your arms up all the time, right? So I don't think there's going to be a ton of defense on the part of Eric Musselman's side and USC, but I do think Oregon's defense is going to, do what Oregon's defense does. I feel like this game is going to stay under the 157, but my stronger play just based on the line and what the line is telling us is that Oregon is going to be your pick. +1.5. If it's a plus number, I'm sprinkling the money line. I think there's going to be a lot of really good in-game opportunity in this matchup. Okay, so keep your eyes open. If one of them's a plus, the other one's going to be a plus at some point in this game. I feel like it's going to go back and forth, and the line does tell you that. Guys, if there's any games you want me to cover in upcoming weeks, tomorrow is Tuesday. So I'm going to start handicapping games for Wednesday on Tuesday. Drop them into the comments. Let me know if there's anything you want me to look at. Let me know if there's anything you need to know. Like, I like to break down coaches. I have no problem if you guys want a special coach breakdown just for you. Give me a follow at Plus Money Honey over on X, and definitely like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. Follow us at Picks Parlays. And ring that bell so you never miss any of my free picks. I'm doing a bunch a day. I did my first 14 videos last week. And out of all those picks, I believe I went 11-4. If my math is correct, out of my first round of college basketball free picks last week, I was 11-4. So I did 2 today already. Let's see how those did. I'm a little nervous, but because I do good. And then what's next? You do bad, right? Which is what's about to happen to USC because they ain't getting by Oregon. All right, guys. Good luck, everybody. Catch you next time.